In a surprise move out of nowhere, WoW Classic Season of Mastery, which is basically WoW Classic Fresh, has been confirmed by Blizzard. It has an open beta starting in 5 days' time, and they've listed a load of changes that's coming to Fresh that wasn't in Classic. Let's take a look. Greetings adventurers, WoW Classic Season of Mastery is coming, giving all players a chance to start fresh on a level playing field. This time round, we're planning #slightly more changes. We're launching new WoW Classic realms for the Season of Mastery. These realms will invite new and current Classic players back to begin fresh at level 1 for a complete reset of WoW Classic's content, starting again at the very beginning of the World of Warcraft saga. So what's the difference in WoW Classic Season of Mastery? As with the first release of WoW Classic, we're planning 6 content phases. In Classic Season of Mastery, however, phase unlocks will happen faster. We're planning a 12-month cadence with phases unlocking roughly every couple of months. Here's the current outline for the 6 phases. This is going to be epic. Phase 1 for the initial launch is going to have Molten Core, Onyxia, Maradon, and the PvP Honor System and Battlegrounds are going to be in now, which made it a little bit of a shit show, so I think this is a good change in my opinion, but let me know what you think down in the comments. For Phase 2, there'll be Diamond and the World bosses. Phase 3 is BWL, the Dark Moon Fair, and the Dark Moon deck drops begin. Phase 4 will see ZG and the Green Dragon World bosses. Phase 5 is going to bring in the AQ war efforts, and once that's completed, the raids will open proper. And then Phase 6, the Scourge Invasion will start, and Naxxramas will open up. They're also bringing in some raid boss updates, and I'm very excited to see what they got here. So the original release of WoW Classic was made to recreate the difficulty and challenge of patch 1.12 from the original World of Warcraft release, which it didn't actually do so. Many raid encounters turned out to be a lot easier than the first time around. Players simply were more experienced and prepared, and patch updates greatly increased player power. So with that in mind, they're planning a few changes to make the early raid bosses pack a bit more of a punch and attempt to recapture the original challenge they presented. These changes currently include, but are not limited to, which is good. I hope that they're going to see a little bit of back and forth with the community on this. Again, guys, let me know what you think down below. So world buffs like Rallying Cry the Dragon Slayer and others are going to be disabled in raid instances, so no world buff meta. They're going to restore mechanics that removed early on to raid bosses, so there's going to be pre-nerf mechanics or even alpha version mechanics. No boss debuff limit, so up from 16 debuff slots in WoW Classic. That's kind of a little bit of a benefit though. And then they're going to increase the health on bosses to offset the player buffs and remove the okay, brilliant. So they're actually going to balance that out. Cool. Okay. That's a really good quality of life change. Our intent with these changes is for the experience to feel somewhat more challenging than WoW Classic did in 2019. Bring it on, bring it on. Due to Season of Mastery's faster content release cadence, we're also planning several improvements and changes. These include faster leveling. Okay, here we go, spicing up. We're planning on increasing experience gains from what they were in the first iteration of WoW Classic. Our current plan is to set them close to what the 1 to 60 XP rates are in the Burning Crusade Classic, with a bigger focus on quest XP increases. Personally, I think this is a good thing. As much as I don't want the journey from 1 to 60 to be super duper quick and make it feel a little less than the epic adventure that it should be, but at the same time, 1 to 60 faster, implemented correctly, might solve the mage boost in meta, because they say with a bigger focus on quest XP increases, which would mean that you're less incentivized to go and just absolutely AoE spell cleave down with the mage and get mage boosted through dungeons and all that stuff. Quality of life updates. In addition, we're planning on introducing certain improvements that weren't in the original WoW Classic release, but that we think can help create a better experience, such as meeting stones being converted to summon stones. This is a little bit of a yes and a no from me. I think it's down to personal preference, and I quite like the journey to get to a dungeon. The whole idea that you have to meet up along the way, make sure you have a safe journey there, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I can completely understand the good side of the quality of life aspect of that, such as if you've only got 2 hours to play, say you've just cooked up dinner, put the kids to bed, and you've got like 2 hours to play, log on, spend half an hour trying to find the group, then it could be another 15-20 minute journey to get to wherever you're going to, maybe even longer, and then you have a really bad run or something like that. There's loads of wipes and you don't even get to play the game at all, really. You just end up running around to die. I mean, you could just get good, but anyway. And they're also increasing mining and herbalism nodes. Now, I was about to say that I don't really think this is a good idea, but if we carry on, they say realms tend to be more densely populated in WoW Classic compared to the original 2005 design. Increasing gathering node spawns should provide a more consistent economy this time around. If this ends up being true, that will be a great change. But the problem here is that at the end of the day, I haven't seen anything that's going to be tackling the bot issue that is in WoW Classic and in TBC Classic, and therefore more mining and herb nodes just means more bots out there doing their thing. And finally, the WoW Classic Season of Mastery will have an open beta beginning on October 5th, so 5 days from the time that you are hearing this news on my channel, 30th of September, 5 days from now, we're going to be dipping into the open beta for WoW Classic Fresh. They say they look forward to hearing your feedback on these changes and many others as we continue to iterate on them. Keep an eye on the forums for latest developments. I have to be honest right now, it's all knee-jerk reaction and I'm just super hyped at the news and very much looking forward to getting back into some classic WoW goodness. Of course, I have been excited for Fresh as many other players have been, and this news tied in with the hardcore Race to Ragnaros Mortal Raid event hosted by Cargos, Grace for Days and the boys. This is all just lining up so sweet for us. Let me know what your initial thoughts and reactions are down in the comments. Let's talk about the changes and the updates, the quality of life, respawn nodes, the leveling speed, all that good stuff. I personally am going to need a little minute to just get my head around all this, but whew, Classic Fresh coming soon. And let's be honest, boys, in 5 days time we're going to be smashing the beta whilst we're in the queue for servers for New World. The struggle is real.